Hello everyone, photographer Andredesignz here with a new retouch video. Alright, so today we'll be retouching one of these images from the behind the scene photo shoot that I did. I'm not sure if you guys have seen it, but you should be able to check in the description for the link for the behind the scene photo shoot that I did for this session. Alright, so right now I'm going to try to find one of these images. Well, a good image. Well, all images are good, but I just want to find one image that I will be editing from the session. Alright, this is a new Lightroom that actually gives you all the information on the detail of what you were, the settings that you were actually using and stuff. So for all these images, I was actually shooting at 1/200 per second, and I was shooting at 1.8. My ISO was between 100 to 50, I believe, for some of the images. Most of the yeah, I think all of them seems to say 50 for some reason. I don't think I did change it, but for the first set I believe it was 100. I started at 100 and then I lower the ISO to 50 because it was a bright day and I didn't want to have the photos too overexposed. So because I'm shooting at 1.8, I didn't want to go higher than 200 for the shutter, and I was using 85mm. What I should do though, I should do another photo shoot using a 50mm, seeing that everybody actually have a 50mm lens, and then I might use a 24-70 and so forth. So let's see what happens. Alright, this video might be a lengthy video, so let me just go right into doing the editing. But let me first select an image that I would like to edit. Alright, I took 162 images, as you can see right here, and I was shooting in RAW. I think I like this image right here. I might work on this one. Alright, I'm gonna give it full star, 5-star, so I can get back to it pretty easy. I think I go to develop and then come over here, I believe. I don't remember where the 5 stars are. I don't remember how to get to it, but whatever. Alright, let me see. This one is nice as well. It's already 3 minutes and I haven't selected an image. Wow. Alright, so I'm gonna go back to the one that I actually did the 5-star for. I don't remember. Normally it would be right here for the it should be right here. I'm not sure what's happening, but anyway, let me try to find it back. I think it was this one. No, it was this one. Alright, so I'm gonna edit in Photoshop. Alright, good. So this image is not in focus 100%, but you can actually work with it just the same. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go over to the action panel right here, and I'm going to select the frequency separation action that's 16-bit, because I'm working on a 16-bit image. Alright, because I shot this image in RAW. Alright, so I'm going to use radius at 10, and then I'm going to work on my low layer. So I'm going to go for my mixer brush right here, ensure that the mixer brush is cleared. You can just click right here and clear brush. For the percentage for the wetness is going to be at 2%. Alright, everything else is going to remain the same. Okay, just going to zoom up on her face a little bit. Alright, so she did her own makeup. We didn't have a makeup artist, but that's fine. But I don't think I'm going to use the mixer brush first. I'm going to use my clone stump first and clean up the face a little bit. Alright, so S on the keyboard for the clone stamp. Sample the area by holding down on Alt on the keyboard and then just paint. So I'm just getting rid of the blemishes very quickly. Even though I mentioned that this video might be long, I don't want it to be long. Alright, so I'm gonna go as fast as possible. So I'm just cleaning up the blemishes as I mentioned earlier. Alright. Come down here. You know, I would love to shoot more natural hair models. For some reason, I just love a model that has natural hair. It just gives me a feeling, you know, of naturalness. Yeah, so I'd love to do some photo shoots with some natural hair models. Just think it would be fun. I have no problems with models that wear hair, but I just think I want to get some shots, some really nice shots with natural hair. Alright. Looks good so far. Let's look at the before and after. So, before, after. Alright, it's that simple. If this was a studio photo, I maybe would have start with the mixer brush first. But yeah, in some cases you may just have to start by cleaning up the model's face before you even out the skin using the mixer brush. Alright, looks good. I'm moving a little bit fast. Alright. I think I've covered most of the blemishes. And she has nice skin as well. That's good. And as you can see, the image is not in focus. It's not sharp. It's in focus, but it's not sharp. So what happened, I wasn't aiming for the eyes. I was just aiming for the face. Yeah. But let's see if the sometimes the camera the lens would have a focal point somewhere. Let me see. I'm not seeing anywhere on the image where it's in focus. So maybe it was a shake. Why? But it was at 200, so I'm not sure what happened. But that's the least. The good thing about it is that none of these images will be printed. Well, this image won't be printed. I have other images there that are sharp, so it's not like all the images are like this. So yeah. Alright, good. Let me just get this right here. I don't know, the clone stamp tool works magic. There are times I may use the patch tool as well, but I think the clone stamp tool works better for me. I don't know about you, but you can use the healing brush, you can use the clone stamp. I still use them, but not all the time. But they're there for you to use, so you should use them. Or anyone that works best for you, you use it. But this one works best for me with the frequency separation action. So yeah. Alright, good. So I clean up the skin. I want to clean right here as well. It's a little bit dark. So I'm going to get my brush a little bit bigger, sample right here, and just paint it. So it's a little bit lighter. Good. It's not bad. Let me see. Before. after. Good. Alright, so I might just get the patch tool and get rid of this dark section right here, and I might just use the, oh wait, let me just undo this a little bit. Just notice I was actually sampling a part of the word Jamaica, or J. Let me get back get my brush a little bit smaller and do it again. So I'm sampling up top here where it's clear. Alright, that looks good. Let me get my what's this? The patch tool and do a patch. I'm just gonna go down to my low frequency layer and do the same thing. Ah, that looks good. Go back to the top, do another one again. So I'm basically doing it on both high and low frequency layer. Perfect. So that looks good. Let's look at the before and after. So before, after. Good. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is to apply the mixer brush to the skin, blend out the skin. So go down to the low frequency layer, go over to your mixer brush. I use M for my shortcut. I think it would be B for you. So you'd maybe hold on shift and hit B until you find the mixer brush. Alright, so I'm going to work on the lighted areas now. Just going to brush. Let's see what just happened. Alright, I'm going to come down in the dark area here, so I can do the contouring. That good. I'm going to go down here. So remember, when you're using the mixer brush, ensure that you work in the dark area only, or mix in the dark area only, and then mix in the bright area only. Only sometimes you'll cross over, just to blend it out perfectly. Alright, that looks good. Go under the neck. That looks good as well. It's before and after. Before, after. So I'm just blending out the skin. So it's not good to blur the skin. So that was my mistake back in the days, until I learned frequency separation using the mixer brush. Alright, that looks good. Come down here. So you want to ensure that your image looks natural as possible. You don't want it to look fake at all. Not all clients will like a fake photo. So, well, a photo looking fake. So try to keep it natural as possible. And that's what I'm doing right now, by using the mixer brush with the frequency separation. Zoom out a little bit. Alright, that looks good. Alright, so I'm going to go for my, let me just close this. I'm going to go for the dodge and burn. I'm going to press B on my keyboard for the brush. My brush flow is at 1%. And I'm just going to, do some dodging right now. Alright, so I'm just going to zoom up the image a little bit. Model's face. Alright, and then I'm going to get my brush a little bit smaller by using the bracket on the keyboard. And then I'm just gonna do some contouring. So I'm shaping the nose. Oh, nothing is being applied because my foreground is white, and this over here is black, so I have to change it. Press X on the keyboard to change it, and then once I start painting, you should see a difference. Are you seeing a difference now? Good. So let's look at the before and after. Good. So that's it. Gonna do over here as well. So I'm shaping the nose. So basically I'm painting the sections that doesn't have any light. I'm just gonna lower the opacity on it a little bit. Alright, there should be good. I'm gonna come right here. Then I'm gonna go right here. Here as well. I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna do some dodging now, some highlighting. I'm gonna highlight the nose a little bit because it's already highlighted, so there's no need for me to apply too much to it. Right under the nostril here, under the chin, under the cheek. Let's look at the before and after. So before, after. So see, I'm shaping the face. I'll zoom out a little bit, see what it looks like. Looks okay. Let's get some more right here. I'm not sure if I like that. Let me just undo that. Alright, under the eye, I'm going to do some highlighting as well. Alright, that looks like it's too much. Just gonna lower the opacity a little bit till it looks natural. Good. Sometimes it's best to do it on different layers so you don't affect the other layer or the other adjustments that you've done. But it's always good to not add a lot of dodging and burning. Alright, so let me just do some dodging under the neck a little bit. And some burning as well, right here. Not a lot, just a little. I'm going to blend here a little bit as well. I'm going to apply some dodge first. Just a little bit, so it's... because here looks a little bit dark. Here as well. Alright. That looks good. Let me just look at the before and after. Before and after. Alright, I'm gonna just lower the entire thing. Good. That should be good enough. Before and after. I'm gonna create a new layer by holding on Control, Shift, Alt, E. As a matter of fact, I'm going to flatten everything because I'm okay with what I've done. Right, so there's no need for me to go back and make any adjustment to anything. So I'm just going to flatten the image. Alright, so I'm going to go back to the dodge and burn again. And then I'm going to work on this hand. I'm going to go with the dodge. And I'm going to just do the dark areas quickly. Alright, that looks good. Before, after. I'm going to go with the dodge now. And just highlight the areas. That looks good. I'm going to come over here and highlight this area as well. That's where the light was hitting. The natural light. I don't think I need to add any. I don't think I need to burn it. Dodge is good enough. Look at the before and after. Before, after. Just going to dodge right here, dodge right here. Over here. Alright. Before and after. That looks good to me. I'm just going to lower the opacity for everything. Because we don't want to add a lot of it, you know? We want it to look as smooth as possible. Alright, I'm going to go back to the frequency separation again and blend it out a little bit. Blend out the dodge and burn a little bit. Alright, I'm on the low frequency layer. I'm going to press M on my keyboard. That would be B for U for the mixer brush. Alright, so remember when I always say not to mix the bright, when you're mixing, not to mix the highlighted area with the dark area. Well, in this case, you can actually do it because you want to blend it out a little bit, see? So that's what I'm doing, blending out a little bit. That looks good. Perfect. Alright, so that's that. The next step now is to color the image. All right, so first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go over to my adjustment layer, and I'm going to go to, oh, you know what, before I do this, let me go to the camera raw and make some adjustments to the color there first. So it's going to be Control Shift A. Oh, hold on. You have to press Control Shift E first to merge everything, and then Control Shift A. Good. So this is the camera raw section. Let me click on auto and see what happens. Auto looks good, but I'm not going to use auto. I was just, wanting to see what it looks like. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to play with the shadows. So I'm going to bring the shadows up a little bit. Well, taking it down, see what it looks like. Let me bring it up and see what it looks like. All right, bring it down so I can get some detail in the image. Then I'm going to go to the blacks, pull the blacks in a little bit. Let's look at the before and after by pressing Y. So this is the before and this is the after. So you see what's happening. Contrast, I'm going to bring up the contrast a little bit down. So look in the background. See that? See what the contrast does? All right, I'm going to bring it up back a little bit so I don't affect her face and so forth. All right, that's done. I'm going to go over to my adjustment, the what's this again, the ASL adjustment. I'm going to go to the hue. I want to play with the green, so I'm going to, you know what, let me take this off the before and after. Oh, wait. Good. All right, I'm going to play with the greens a little bit. So, wow, that's super green. I like this, but I don't think I want to use that. I'm going to bring the green minus green a little bit over. You know what? I'm going to pump up the green a little bit, right there. And then the yellow, you have some yellow like right here and other sections. I'm going to play with that as well. Kind of warm up the image a bit. All right. Then I'm going to go over to the saturation and see what I can do over here. Play with the greens again. Don't think I want to do anything to the greens. I'll put it back at 0. So this control her skin, the orange control her skin. So you can warm up her skin a little bit if you want. But I'm not going to do that. I think I'm done with in this. Let me look at the luminosity and see what it looks like. Oh, this is the skin as well. Oh, well, that's always going to be the skin. All right, 10. Good. I'm going to press OK. And, oh, we can't do any before and after because I merge everything. That's fine. All right, so let me zoom it up a little bit. So that looks good to me. I like what it looks like. Let's see now. I am going to go down to the adjustment layer here. And I am going to go to color balance. So guys, merging the layer though. Merging the layer is what I like to do, right? So if you're somebody that when you're editing, you always want to go back to what you were doing before and make some adjustment to your images, it's best to save the image as, well, not save, but convert the image to a smart object so you can always go back and make adjustments to it. That's when you click Control Shift E to get a new layer, and then you apply the smart image to it. So everything that's applied to the image itself will be a smart object, and it will not affect the image itself, so you can always go back. But for me, I like to work on just the image only. It's faster to work in Photoshop when you have less layers to work with, so that's the reason why I do it like this. All right, but you don't have to do it that way. All right, so I'm gonna play with the shadows. I'm gonna come down to shadows here, and I'm gonna put in some blue. I always add blue to my images. I'm gonna put it at 5. Don't want too much. I'm gonna put this at 1. I'm gonna go to the highlights. Put the highlights at about 3. 2, and let's look at the before and after. All right, Alright, so another thing I'm going to do, I think I'm finished with working with the image. Oh, one more thing. I think I want to sharpen the image a little bit. Should I? Or should I not? Let me zoom it up. I'm going to sharpen the image a little bit. You know what? I want to fix right here. Control J. And I'm going to get the S for the clone sum tool. I'm going to fix right. Oh, that's too much. Well, you know what? Let me get my frequency separation again. What happened right here is that it doesn't look blended. I can see like a dark area here and bright areas, right? So I'm just going to get the clone sum tool now, working on the high frequency layer, and I'm just going to blend it out a little bit. Alright, so before, after. So it's all blended out. So there are times though that you may still see different sections of your image that needs to be refined, you know, like what I'm seeing right now. So it's always good to go back and zoom into your image and take a look at it. Zoom out, take a look at it, so you do not miss anything. Alright. That's what I'm doing right now. Alright, that looks good. Let's see if I can make some adjustments right here as well. Alright, good. That looks good. Alright, I'm going to make some adjustments again to this section. The hair kind of look a bit dark to me, so I'm going to go down to the curves under the adjustment layer. And I'm going to bring my curve up a little bit like that. I'm going to come down here and press this little button right here. Oh, you know what? That's not going to work. Why? Because it's not, there's no layer right here for it to apply to. So I'm just going to hold on Control and I to invert, and then I'm going to scroll up and get my brush. Brush is at 1% for the flow, and I'm just going to paint right here. Because it's at 1%, it takes a longer time for it to happen. But I'd rather put it at 1% and not higher, and then have to, you know, make additional adjustments again. While I could just, you know, put it at 1% and just brush it in. Alright, that looks good to me. That looks good. Alright, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to merge everything. I was going to apply some what's this? Sharpening to the image, but no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to save this now, and it should update. It should save in Lightroom. Good. So that's the before, that's the after. Before, after. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do some more adjustments to this. I'm going to work on, let me go to the basic here. Alright, so I'm going to call the image using the graduated filter right here. So I'm going to click on it, and then I'm going to make, I'm going to select right here. Then this is the exposure. Let's see what it looks like. So I'm going to brighten it a little bit, like right here. Then I'm going to add some saturation to it. Alright, that looks good. I'm going to add clarity, a little bit of clarity to it. I'm going to come over to the shadows and bring it back and forward, just playing with it to see what it looks like. I'm going to come over this side as well and add some color to it as well. Alright, over this side I'm going to add some color as well. I'm going to bring down the exposure a little bit. Good, so I colored the image. Alright, done. So where's the before and after option? Oh, right over here. So that's the before and after. yeah, side by side. So this is what I did in Photoshop, and this is what I did in Lightroom. All right, so you see the big difference. All right, let me get it back big. We could use this optional the radial filter if I want to do additional color to the image. I could put it like right here, pull this over here. So right now it's applying to outside of the image, so I want to invert it. So I want to scroll down here and click on invert, so I can apply the effect to this section only. I'm going to scroll up back, and then I'm going to add my saturation to right there. Not going to add too much, don't want it to look surreal. Alright, that looks good. I'm going to push up my blocks a little bit, just a little bit. Might just do the same thing over here. Invert saturation a little bit right there. That should be good enough. I don't need to do anything more. Let's look at the before and after again. Before and after. Alright, so that's the image. That's it basically. I don't think I need to do anything else with this image. I might want to warm her skin a little bit. Let me just go back here. Gonna use the radial filter again. I'm gonna put it on. Gonna do this circle around her, and then I'm gonna invert it. I want to wait. What's happening? All right, invert it. Bring down the exposure to 0, and then I'm going to play with the saturation a little bit. Right there, good. Clarity a little. Nah, I don't want to add any clarity to it. 0. So that looks good. So now she's matching with the background. She's warm. Skin is warm. It looks good. Alright, so that's it for this tutorial. I hope you guys learned something. So that's the before. That's the after. That's before. And that's after. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Please remember to check out the the behind the scene photo shoot of this session. You should see it on the screen right now, or you could check the description or the card up top here for the behind the scene. Thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for more videos. Bye bye.